Welcome to bo3.gg. Today we are giving you your first real introduction to League of Legends. Welcome to this brutal yet thrilling world. If you are here, you're either looking to learn the game or you have already been humiliated in your first match and are desperately seeking answers. Either way, don't panic, we've got you. This is the Summoner's Rift, your new home, or your grave if you don't figure out the mechanics. The map has 3 lanes, top, mid, and bottom, with a jungle in between full of monsters and your potential best friend, the jungler. The jungler's main job? Ganking. That means jumping out of nowhere to help you outnumber your opponent and secure kills. A good gank? Free kill for your teammate. A bad jungler? Congrats, you are playing 4v5. But winning isn't just about running around clicking on enemies. You need to destroy the Nexus, that giant crystal in the middle of the enemy base. Easier said than done because enemy players and towers will do everything to stop you. Towers and inhibitors. These towers are absolute monsters. They will tear apart anyone who dares to step under them without cover. But there's a loophole. Your minions. These little guys are your most loyal warriors. They distract the tower while you take down enemies and structures. Each lane has 3 towers and 1 inhibitor. Sometimes breaking through just one lane is enough to gain a massive advantage and secure victory. And these inhibitors, they are key points on the enemy base. If you destroy them, your minions evolve into super minions. Just as brainless, but much stronger. If the enemy loses an inhibitor, well, let's just say they are in big trouble. Basically, to win in League of Legends, you don't just need to kill enemies, you need to destroy their base. Next, let's talk about champions, whom to pick and how not to mess up. This is your avatar on the battlefield. Your choice determines whether you will dominate the game or die every 10 seconds. League has hundreds of champions, each with their own unique playstyle. But don't panic, they all fall into few key classes and we will break down who's who. Listen carefully, this will help you pick a champion that won't make you want to smash your monitor. So let's start with tanks. These guys stand on the front lines, soak up tons of damage, and smile while the entire enemy team beats them up. Malphite, Ornn, Liana, they don't deal massive damage, but they can survive a nuclear explosion. If you love being unstoppable and setting up fights for your team, tanks are your go-to choice. Next up, mages. These guys don't fight up close. They stay at a distance and unleash tons of damage from afar. Take Lux for example, she can turn an enemy to ashes with a single laser. Or Syndra, who throws entire planets at you. But here's the catch. Mages are as fragile as a paper cup. Their main survival tactics? Don't get hit.
Do you have any ibuprofen? I got a headache.
Next up, marksmen, also known as ADCs or attack damage carries. They rely on auto attacks and gradually scale into late game, becoming the team's main source of damage. But here's the downside. They die from a single dirty look from an enemy. That's why an ADC always needs a support, or they will turn into nothing more than a walking gold donation. And finally, supports, the most underrated but essential members of the team. They protect allies, heal, place wards, and even sacrifice themselves for victory. For instance, Thresh saves teammates from disaster, Soraka heals the entire map, and Yuumi, well, she just sits on your back and vibes. If you want to play support, be ready to get blamed for every death, even when your ADC is just standing AFK. And remember, picking the right champion is half the battle. Want to be an unbreakable wall? Pick a tank. Love blowing up enemies from afar? Go mage or assassin. Prefer attacking from a distance? Take a marksman. And if you want your entire team to hate you, well, play support. But no matter who you pick, it won't matter if you die every 30 seconds. So let's talk about how not to feed and actually play to win. So you picked a champion, loaded into the game, and died within the first 30 seconds. Congratulations, you are now a free gold donation for the enemy team. But don't worry, we are going to teach you the fundamentals of the game so you don't turn into a walking ATM for your opponents. The first thing you need to understand, farming is more important than kills. Farming equals gold, gold equals items, items equal damage. So look at these numbers. One kill gives you around 300 gold. But if you last hit some 50-20 minions, you will get the same amount. The difference? Minions spawn every few seconds, while enemies won't always be there for you to kill them. If you are not last hitting minions, congratulations, you are playing running around the map simulator, not League of Legends. The minimap isn't just a decoration in the corner of your screen, it's your eyes and ears. If you ignore it, you are playing a game of chance. Will you get lucky or not? If you don't see enemies on the map, it means they are already coming for you. But if you constantly check the map, you will always know where the fights are, where the danger is, and where you need to go. Your teammates appear on a minimap as blue or green icons. Keep track of where they are. This will help you support fights or back off from a lane when needed. Enemies are shown as red icons. If you see them on the map, you have vision. If you don't, they could be anywhere. If an enemy disappears from the map, give a ping to warn your team. This is especially important if you are laning against a roaming champion like Twisted Fate or Talon. Map objectives like Dragon, Baron, Rift Herald, etc. are the key locations that trigger major fights. If you see enemies moving towards them, prepare for a fight or decide how to play around it. And don't forget about jungle ganks. If you see the enemy jungler moving towards your lane, be ready to engage or back off because you might be facing a 2v1 situation. But the minimap isn't just about survival, it's also a tool for winning games. Fight at the river? Check the map. If you're close, run to help. One extra player often can turn the tide of battle. Empty lane? If you see your enemy roaming, take the farm. Extra gold never hurts anyone. Check the map every few seconds. This simple habit will save you from countless deaths and give you a chance to carry the game, even if your teammates are underperforming. Wards are your security cameras. If your team has 4 players and 0 wards, congratulations, you are officially playing on hard mode. Wards cost just 75 gold, literally the price of 1 minion, but they can save your life and help you win the game. If you are a support, place wards. If you're a jungler, place wards. If you are mid, top, or ADC, place wards. Everyone places wards. Except bronze, but they should be warding too. There are 3 golden rules of warding. Place wards close to river and jungle entrances to avoid ganks. Wards on the key objectives like Baron, Dragon, or enemy jungle to control the map, and deep wards in bushes and enemy trails to track enemy movement. If you're not a superhero, you don't have 10-0 KD and don't have 5 full items, please don't dive 1v5. It is not brave, it's just dumb. Remember this, farming is more important than kills. The minimap is your best friend. Wards save lives. Don't tower dive without minions, and don't 1v5 to look like a hero. If you follow these basic rules, you are already playing better than half of the bronze. Now let's talk about the core mechanics that separate good players from true masters. To get good at League, you will need more than just practice. You will need to use your brain. This game isn't just about pressing buttons fast. The one who understands mechanics and the map better is the one who wins. And don't forget to destroy enemy wards. If you place a ward and the enemy removes it, they know you are here. But if they have no vision, they get nervous. And the nervous enemy is easy prey. Dragons and Baron are among the most important objectives on the map. They provide powerful buffs that can completely shift the game in your favor. For instance, Ocean Dragon restores 2.5% missing HP every 5 seconds. Its soul heals for 160 HP per attack on enemies. Mountain Dragon increases bonus armor and magic resist by 6%. Its soul grants 250 HP shield after leaving combat. Infernal Dragon grants 5% bonus damage. Its soul increases damage dealt to enemies by 80 points, scaling with level. Cloud Dragon reduces ultimate cooldown by 10%, and its soul provides bonus movement speed after using an ultimate. Finally, the Hextech Dragon grants armor penetration and magic penetration. Its soul shocks enemies on hit, dealing up to 120 bonus damage. If your team secures 4 dragons, you receive the Dragon Soul, a permanent buff that can break the game in your favor. Unlike dragons, Baron Nashor is the most powerful neutral objective in the game. Taking him down grants you 40 bonus attack damage and ability power, massively enhanced minions that push lanes faster, and from 12 up to 48% damage boost to towers. With the Baron buff, your team can siege enemy bases effortlessly and close out the game. If you win a fight near Baron, take it immediately. This buff alone can secure a victory. So, you've learned the map, picked your champions, stopped feeding, and even grasped some mechanics. But you are still losing. How come? Well, that means you don't actually know how to win. In League of Legends, pressing buttons isn't enough. Smart players are the ones who come out on top. So master your role, play smart, and you will start winning more games than ever before. If you're a marksman standing in the front line, you're dead. If you're a tank hiding behind your support, you're useless. Simple, right? So remember the golden rule. When you win a team fight, push. And if a fight isn't worth it, don't take it, just farm. Yes, sometimes the best fight is the one you never start. If your team sucks at teamfighting, then play smart. Take objectives like Dragon, Baron, and Towers to win through strategy. In the late game, one bad decision can lose you the match. So stick with your team and prioritize major objectives. If you die before Baron or Dragon, you might as well hand the game over to the enemy. If your team scales better into the late game, don't rush fights. And if the enemy scales better, don't drag the game out, end it as quickly as possible. Yes, not every game is won by the 10th minute, but every game can be thrown with one bad mistake in the end. Now you know how to play and win. All that's left is to put this knowledge to work. If this video helped you, drop a like, hit subscribe, and go dominate the Rift. So good luck on your journey to Diamond, or at least out of Bronze.